I'm Josh Ryan, licensed professional counselor, and this is your daily rep, a short practice to build emotional control under pressure. 30 reps, 30 moments of slowing down, 30 opportunities to see yourself differently, 30 chances to interrupt patterns and build something new. If you've stayed with us in this process, even imperfectly, I know you've changed something. Maybe not everything, but something. You think a little differently now. You tend to notice more. You're pausing more. You're reacting less. You're recovering faster. And that matters. Because this was never about perfection. It was about building control. Control doesn't show up all at once. It shows up in pieces, in moments, in small decisions made differently over time. That's what you've been doing, rep by rep. Now let's step back, because what you've built here is not random. It's a system. You started with awareness. You learned to recognize your reactions, your triggers, your patterns. You saw how fast emotion can take over. That was the foundation. Then you built the pause. You created space. Space between what happens and what you do next. That space gave you something most people don't have. Choice. Then you moved into response. You started choosing differently, not perfectly, but intentionally. You learned how tone matters, how silence works, how slowing down changes the direction. Then you addressed the body, how tension, breathing, and physical state shape your responses. You learned that control is not just mental, that it's physical. Then you worked on your thinking, the mental loops, the narratives, the assumptions that fuel past reactivity. You started interrupting those patterns. Then you brought it into relationships, real conversations and real reactions. You saw how communication either escalates or stabilizes. Then you faced reality. You're going to react sometimes, and you learned how to repair, how to take ownership, how to build trust, how to move forward without getting stuck. And finally, you've been building consistency. Reps, habits, identity. Because this only works if it holds over time. That's the system. 8 pillars working together, not separately. And you're at the point where it starts to integrate, where it stops feeling like steps. It starts feeling like just how you operate on a daily basis. That's the goal. Now here's the truth. You're not finished. This isn't something you complete. It's something you continue. Because every day you will have moments. Moments where you can react or respond. Moments where emotions rise. Moments where pressure shows up. And moments where old patterns will try to take over. And in those moments, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to remember one thing. You have a choice. That's it. That's what the entire process has been building. Choice. Not control over everything, but control over your response. That's enough. Because your response determines direction. And your direction will ultimately determine your outcome. And those outcomes are going to shape your life. That's the weight of this, not in theory, but in practice. Now, here's what I want you to take with you. You don't need to think about all 8 pillars in the moment. You don't need to run through the entire system. You don't need to get it right every time. You just need one thing. A pause. Because the pause gives you access to everything else. Without the pause, there's no choice. There's only reaction. With the pause, everything opens up. Your ability to adjust tone, timing, silence, listening, take ownership, and demonstrating discipline. All of that becomes available. That's why the pause matters so much. It's the entry point. Now, here's the identity shift. You're not someone trying to control your reactions. You're simply someone who operates with awareness. You're someone who creates space, and you're someone who chooses. And that identity is built through reps, not intentions, not motivation, but simple daily reps. And those reps don't stop here. They continue. They continue in your conversations, in your relationships, in your leadership, and in your decisions every day. That's how this becomes permanent. Not by finishing the 30 days, but by continuing in the process. So let's make this practical. Going forward, don't try to apply everything. Just stay committed to one simple principle. Pause before you respond. That's it. Because if you do that consistently, everything else you've been exposed to is going to follow. So today's rep. In your next moment of pressure, whatever it is, pause. 1 breath, 1 second, create space, and then choose. That's all you need. Because that one moment is where everything changes. This is the pause and respond framework. Less reaction, more choice. If this has helped you, stay in it. Keep practicing, keep building. Because this is not just a skill, it's a way of operating. And it changes everything. Congratulations, 30 reps completed. Now the real work begins. Less reaction, more choice.